welcome to Jennifer's Open Book, where we don't believe in filters. I am going to be doing my first book review on a book called Hood Lemonade. It's actually 3 books, and I am going to go over all 3 of those books with you. So this might be a long video. Hopefully it won't be too long though. I'm just going to touch on it without telling you guys too much, I hope. Before I get to that, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, make sure that you hit your subscribe button, like this video, share this video, and leave comments. Make sure that you let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. If there was anything that you didn't like, your opinion matters to me. Also, go check out some of my other videos and let me know what you think of those as well. Share, like, comment. You know how we do on YouTube. So, that being said, let's get to Hood Lemonade. This is a book series written by T.J. Hope. She is now on my top 5 favorite authors list after this book series. This was sent to me by a friend for Christmas, and I love to read. I like to listen to books on audio. I love to read Braille. I just love books. I don't watch a lot of television. Actually, I don't watch television at all. Every once in a while I'll catch a movie, but for the most part I have a book in my ear or on my Braille display or something. It's always books. And mostly fiction because I read to get away. So I like fiction and I love paranormal romances. This is actually outside of my normal genre of books. And I can say that this is one time that I stepped outside of my little box and I really enjoyed it. So, Hood Lemonade, the first book, is called Jamaica's Vendetta. Jamaica Tyler is a young lady who, until she was 5 years old, she lived in New Jersey with her mom and her grandmother, and her and a friend witnessed a violent crime, after which her mother sent her to South Florida to live with her great-grandmother. You would think that her life would be nothing but sunshine and blue skies in South Florida with her big mama, but that was not the case. She was very content for the first few months that she lived with her big mama, but then she had to go and live with her grandmother, her father's mother. This turned her life completely upside down. Her grandmother lived in the hood, and she lived that hood life. I'm talking a 2-bedroom house with 8 people living in it before Jamaica got there. So she had to share a room with her 4 cousins, and they slept in 2 twin-size beds, so that left Jamaica on the floor. And this was your typical hood house with rodents and creepy uncles. Okay, I'm going to tell you that she suffered some abuse while staying in that house. And a lot of it was by the hands of that creepy uncle. So, she had to go through a lot while she stayed there. It was only supposed to be temporary. Her father was supposed to be there. He didn't show up until later on. When I say later on, I mean when she turned 13, on her 13th birthday. She had never seen this man before, so she had no idea who he was when he approached her when she was standing outside. On her 13th birthday, he pops up. Her mom comes and her great-grandmother comes. Now, when you're reading this book, you're wondering, how did a couple of months in Florida without her mom turn into 6 years without her mom? And her mom was surprised to see that she had lost a lot of weight. She was skinny. Her hair wasn't combed like it was when she lived with her mom and her big mama. She looked dirty. Her clothes were threadbare. And her mom was really ticked off when she found out that her father wasn't there. Now, if you are maternal like me, you're asking yourself, well, where were you? How is it that your child can be away from you for 6 years in this situation and you didn't know about it? And you didn't think to go and check on her either? Yeah, that doesn't come up in the story. TJ, I have questions. So she gets rescued, you might want to say, and she goes back to live with her mom and her big mama. And she ends up in a decent school. But she has had a hard life so far, so she's a little bit more grown up than she should be at 13. She has a boyfriend who's in high school, and she's like 13, 14 years old. So she has a boyfriend who's in high school, who is a senior in high school. She does meet a little boy in junior high who likes her, but nothing happens. I want you guys to remember this little boy. His name is Marcus. Marcus. He's going to come up a little later. When she goes to high school, she's going to this big school that she knows her boyfriend goes to this school, but she can't quite find him. So Jamaica is having difficulties with the men in her life, starting with her father. So you're going to see some turmoil there between her father and her mom. They actually get back together, and there's going to be some situations there on top of the things that she went through growing up that's going to leave a mark on her, of course. But she has a boyfriend in high school who does some damage to her. She meets another guy after this guy. Of course, a dope boy. A very possessive and abusive dope boy. He's like 20 and she's 14. No business together. But she's fast. Again, is what happens when you have the kind of life that she has. There's another guy in her high school who likes her. You know what, you guys? So, like I said, this is my first book review, and I'm trying not to reveal too much while I'm telling you about it. But I can tell you this, that none of her relationships last very long, and it's not her fault. But they don't last very long at all. But she suffers a lot of trauma. And finally, she gets to her last year of high school. She's gone through so much. Her grades have gone down. She has a beautiful singing voice, so she loves to sing. That's her one escape, what she really loves. And at some point, she gets robbed while she's in her car. She wakes up in the hospital, and she looks in the mirror. She's with her grandmother, and she looks in the mirror and she asks, why me? Why do things always have to happen to me? Once you guys read up until that point, you're asking yourself the same thing about this poor child. Like, why is all of this happening to this poor girl? You're gonna keep reading it though, and I want you guys to know that TJ is such a good author. She's such a good writer. I was Jamaica. I was like, everything that happened to her happened to me in my head. I was like feeling this book, okay, you guys? So she went through this. She's out of school now. She meets this guy named D. He is the sweetest thing. Once she turns 18, she moves out of her mom's house into his house. Her mom Her health has gone down. She's doing things she has no business doing, and there's nothing that Jamaica can do with it, and she has to get out of this situation. She has a little sister that she hates to leave behind, but she has to get away. She still goes and checks on her sister. She checks on her mom, but she can't live there any longer. So she moves in with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is a record producer. She finds out once she moves in with him. She had no idea what this guy did for a living because he kept it such a big secret. But she finds out that he's a record producer. So she goes and she moves into this guy's house, and he's treating her like a queen. So does she find love? Well, you'll find out once you read Hood Lemonade, Jamaica's Vendetta. I'm going to leave that with y'all, okay? I'm going to tell you that that book does not end the way that you think that book is going to end, okay? And I might be giving away a little bit when I move on to the next book, Hood Lemonade 2. Jamaica is a singer now. She is living her dream. She's happy with her life, or kind of happy with her life. She's married. She's traveling. She's kind of happy with her life, but there's always something that gets in the way of your happiness, whether it's you or somebody else. There's always going to be obstacles, and her past is going to come back on her. So her and her husband has to go through some trials and some tribulations. It involves her manager as well, and also a past lover who is bad for her. Again, I'm trying not to give too much away because I really want you guys to go and read these books. They are so good. So she has to go through some things as far as her marriage goes. On top of that, she's losing money and she has no idea where her money is going. She's still dealing with family issues. She's been traumatized by the abuse that she suffered as a child. And she finds out that another little girl, or probably several little girls, but another little girl is suffering at the hands of her uncle. And her husband saved this little girl. And like I said, I'm trying not to give too much away, you guys. So her and her husband saved this little girl from her uncle. The little girl's mother has a friend who, and we all need a friend like this, who knows how to make people disappear. So her uncle comes up missing. I will tell you that at some point in this book, her uncle does come up missing. Nobody knows where he is. You actually put that out of your mind. That past lover, actually her friend, her best friend from high school pops up in this book. Just out of nowhere. So she reunites with her best friend, who is tied in with a past boyfriend. Definitely some drama there, okay, you guys? And that drama almost turns deadly. Again, this is one of those books that does not end the way that you think it's going to end. But it ends well. We're going to move on to Hood Lemonade 3, the finale. So you guys heard me mention a little girl that Jamaica and her husband saved. they form a relationship with this little girl. Not necessarily her mother, but they form a relationship with this little girl. Okay, so I want you guys to remember that mom, okay? So, Hood Lemonade 3 starts from the perspective of Jamaica's best friend from high school. This friend is no longer Jamaica's best friend, and you're gonna find out why. Again, it has something to do with a past love of Jamaica's, and it is super drama filled, you guys. It's like there's actually action in this book, and that I can appreciate. I don't like books that are just dialogue. I like action in my books too. So you're gonna get a lot of this friend. I believe her name is Natisha. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But you are gonna get a lot of Natisha and a lot of scheming from Natisha. Jamaica has a cousin named Shaquita. This is her closest cousin. The reason why they're so close is because they suffered through the same trauma with their uncle, and that helped them bond. So they're like best friends. Shaquita wants a baller. That's all she wants. She messes with men for their money. A lot of times to rob them. She's not interested in a relationship. She's only interested in getting money from them. So Shaquita meets this guy that blows her mind. He is not just a baller. He wants to take care of her. He's good to her. You actually kind of fall in love with this guy when you meet him. You're like, yeah, I want that guy right there. And you're happy for her because she went through so much, and this guy's kind of changing her attitude about men. Well, this guy, and he's legit. He owns like a body shop or something. He does something with cars. So, you really fall in love with this guy. Well, there's a connection with this guy and the little girl's mom. Not a past relationship, but there is a past. And so all of these stories are going to tie in together, and they're going to come together in the third Hood Lemonade. Now, I mentioned Shaquita and I mentioned Natisha. Don't think that Jamaica has been left out of this story. At the moment, her and her husband, they went on, at the beginning of this book, they went on hiatus. So they left the country for a little while to get away from the drama and everything that they were going through in book 1 and book 2. They have to come home because the uncle has been found and it's not looking good. And of course, they have questions for Jamaica because of everything that she went through with the uncle. So she has to come home and deal with that drama on top of things that's going on with the little girl that she absolutely fell in love with after she saved her life and her family. So again, you guys, these books, I hope that I did these books some justice by giving you guys that little bit. I will say this about the entire book series. I was really happy that there was a happy ending. I am going to tell you that there are too many times that I read, I have read books written by Black authors and they don't end well. And I usually, like, I'm reading this book and reading all of these traumatic things that the main character is going to. And I'm like, okay, at the end of this book, something good has to happen for this person. It might not happen like that in real life, but I'm reading a book to escape real life. So I want to see something good happen for this person. And there has been too many times that I read our books and they don't end well. And so I got away from reading books written by Black authors, which is really bad, but I just like, I'm so into what I'm reading that I'm being traumatized by what I'm reading, okay? So I was really happy that this book had a happy ending. It was a really good book series. And like I said, TJ has earned her way onto my top 5 authors list, which is a really big deal. I have, in Audible alone, I have 362 books in my library. And I've accumulated those books since 2017. 2018. So that's a lot of stuff. Like, I'm constantly listening to books, okay, you guys? And when I run out of like my credits on Audible, I will re-listen to some books. This is on Kindle, and I'm gonna leave a link for you guys in the comments so that you can go and purchase these books on Amazon. I'm also going to leave a link so that you can find TJ Hope on Facebook. I'm going to leave a link to her page so that you can find her on Facebook. She also has another book coming out. I heard through the grapevine, I don't know for sure, but I heard that it's going to come out in February. It's called Dangerously in Love, and she gives you a little excerpt at the end of the 3rd Hood Lemonade book. And that little piece that I read let me know that that book is going to be probably better than Hood Lemonade, and Hood Lemonade was really, really good. This book, in Hood Lemonade, the main character constantly said, when life hands you lemon, you have to turn it into that proverbial lemonade. Jeff Foxworthy said, if life hands you lemons, find a friend whose life has handed them vodka. I think I like that one too. But anyway, and I think that was Jeff Foxworthy who said it. But anyway, I'm encouraging you guys to go and get this book. Give this author a chance, and make sure that you guys leave a star rating after you read this book. Even if you're not into, like I said, hood drama books, this is a really good book to read. It's not like, you know, constant dope boy shootouts with the police, all that different kind of stuff. It is a really good book. It has everything in it that you want in a book. A lot of drama. It has romance. Yes, it does have sex. It has profanity. So this is for mature audiences only, you guys. You have got to be this tall to ride that right now. Because I'm not that tall. But what I'm saying is you have to be mature, 18 and older, you know. But it is a really good book series. Like I said, I hope that I'm doing it some justice with this description. So that's all I have for you guys. That was my first book review. With practice, I'm sure they'll get better. This one was long because there were 3 books. In the future, I'm going to try to start giving you guys, because I read a lot of series, I'm going to give you a review on the book as I go. So, but like I said, with this one, I really wanted to do that with this one, but I could not stop listening to the books. When I was done with one, I was downloading the other one, and I did not have time to give you a review after I finished the first book. So I apologize that this one is long, but go and read Hood Lemonade, you guys. It's really, really good, and I'm hoping to one day get TJ to come on this channel and talk about her book. And I have, like I said, I have some questions for you, TJ. I have several questions about this book series. And I would like for you to come on and talk about your next book as well. And just so we can get a little bit of background on you. If you're watching, TJ, please. So, that being said, you guys, again, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like, share, comment. Everything that you do helps. If you want to come on and talk to me about something, if you have a story to share, if you have a topic that you want me to cover or that you want to cover with me, make sure that you leave it in the comments. If you don't want the public to see it, you can inbox me. Find me on Facebook under Jennifer Janelle, Jinner, FerJinnelle. You can also find me on Instagram at Jennifer's Open Book, the same place you found me here on YouTube at Jennifer's Open Book. You can also find me, I have a Facebook page now, you guys, under Jennifer's Open Book. That's my fan page. You guys go ahead and leave, write what you want to write in there. Leave comments. You know what you guys do on fan pages. Just leave a post in there. Let me know that you guys are watching. Until next time, I love you so much. Bye.